Here's 4 simple food tips on how you can lose weight faster. So of course, to lose weight, we need to be in a calorie deficit. If you don't know what a calorie deficit means, you've probably heard it on the internet 1,000 times already, but all it basically means is we need to eat less calories than we burn on a daily basis. For example, if my body requires 2,500 calories to stay the exact same weight, then anything I eat under 2,500 is technically a calorie deficit. Now, to see good progress, you'd probably be wanting to eat in about a 400 to 600 calorie deficit. On my recent mini shred where I dropped 6 kgs in about 6 weeks, I was probably in about a 600 calorie deficit per day. And that's the same for some of our clients here. They were in about a 400 to 600 calorie deficit per day. So the first one, and probably the simplest to start doing right now today to see faster results, is liquid calories. For example, if you simply get something like this on a daily or even weekly basis, this Dare iced coffee, this is 643 calories. So you could keep your coffee routine in and just swap it for a normal iced almond latte, or even skim milk, possibly even oat milk, anything really, you're gonna save tons and tons of calories. But if you go for something like an almond latte, iced latte, you're only looking at 90 calories. So just that one simple swap there, get rid of that, bring that in. You're still getting your morning coffee, you're still keeping your routine the same, you've changed nothing else, and you've already saved yourself about 550 calories. That's a really good and big size calorie deficit straight away. You don't have to change anything else you're eating or drinking. The next example is maybe you've had a hard training session today, or maybe you've got a hard cardio workout later and you're thinking, I'm gonna grab something like a Powerade, get some sugars in. Well, these bad boys are usually about 150 calories each. Now, what you could do is simply go for the sugar-free version, Gatorade or Powerade, quite similar. You're still gonna get some electrolytes in, and you still get to drink something else that's not water, because I know everyone just says, just drink water. And yes, of course you're gonna drink a lot of water, but I get it. Sometimes just drinking water gets insanely boring, and especially if you're on a calorie deficit, you want something to kind of curb those sweet cravings. This can be an absolute game changer because, like I said, electrolytes and it's 0 calories. So right there, you've just saved yourself another 150 calories. And don't be fooled, because even things like this green health juice is packing 183 calories. This has more calories and more sugar than a regular can of Coke. Tip number 2 is simply your work desk snacks and things like mixed nuts. For example, if you had something like this sitting at your desk, which I do see a lot of people doing, this tub of macadamia nuts is 1,000 calories. That's actually insane. Now, yes, you might not eat all of that in one day, but let's be honest, even if you had a couple of handfuls of this, like let's say one handful, and then maybe later in the day you had another handful, that's half. That's about half. So that right there is nearly 500 calories worth of macadamias. And this goes for almonds, mixed nuts, trail mix, all those type of things. They're so calorie dense. Yes, they have nutrients, but if you're trying to lose body fat and you're trying to lose weight, in my opinion, it's not a good idea to have these in the diet. You can have them in the diet, I take that back, but you don't want to have tubs sitting at your work desk where you're just going to be snacking on them all day. And if they are in your diet, you 100% need to be tracking these into your calories, because as you can see, that is impossible to portion control if you're trying to just have these, eat healthy and just lose weight. Like I said, these have some good nutrients in them and they are quote unquote good for you, but you can get the same nutrients from other food sources in your diet that have way less calories, like your fruits and veg. So something you could do is just keep some fruit at the drawer, like a banana, an apple. If you want to go real low calories, strawberries, and I want to show you a calorie comparison that's probably going to annoy you but also excite you at the same time. So instead of this 500 calories worth of macadamias, I could literally have this banana and this entire tub, this entire pint of Biscoff protein ice cream, which by the way is phenomenal. Phenomenal? I've never said that word before. See, this is what it does to me. It's so good. I've literally been having one of these bad boys every single night as my quote unquote treat, even though it's good macros. And this, both of these combined, is the same amount of calories as those mixed nuts. Macadamias, they're not mixed nuts. And don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. If you have a Ninja Creamy or you plan on getting one and you wanna try this, I'll pop the recipe here for you so you can give it a try. I'll pop the macros and everything there as well. Tip number 3 is gonna be avoid the health aisle. Wait, what? Let me explain. Now, not everything in the health aisle is bad, and some of it can actually be quite useful. Some of it's low carb, good amount of protein. It can definitely be beneficial for your fat loss goals. But honestly, a lot of it is just pure marketing 101. For example, this bag of veggie chips, right? You would walk down, this looks very healthy. Well, to be honest, it's extremely light and the whole bag is 500 calories. 480, it's just under. But What you don't know is the salt and vinegar chips, which is probably what you really want, for the exact same amount is actually 471 calories. So this is actually less calories than this for the same amount of food. Now let's say you didn't eat these at all. If you just ditch these out of your diet completely, not only have you just saved about 10 grand a week, there's a full-blown 480, 500 calorie deficit sorted. Next example, this one hurts me a little bit because they actually taste pretty good. But these pea snaps, how can pea snaps be calorie dense? This bag is 200 grams, it's not that much, 900 calories for this bag right here. So per serve, I know it says on here less than 100 calories per serve, but honestly, per serve is like a tiny handful. It's not really gonna do anything. And my last example for you is the good old Musashi protein choc slab, my bad. I'll be honest, it does look pretty tasty, but for this, you do get 15 grams of protein, but it's 280 calories. This has a little bit more calories than your regular Cadbury chocolate bar. So if you were really craving a chocolate bar, you would probably honestly be better just going for the Cadbury chocolate bar, unless you really needed to get your protein up a bit. But then again, we should probably argue that you don't want to be getting your protein from like chocolate bars anyway. So just because something is in the health aisle, we have to not presume that it's going to be beneficial for your goals. And in all honesty, like we just showed you, majority of the time, honestly 99% of the time, it has the same calories as the quote unquote more processed junk food snack that you probably wanted anyway. Tip number 4 is going to be sauces and condiments. Honestly, a few simple swaps like this can save you hundreds and even thousands of calories every single week, which is going to create that calorie deficit and you'll be dropping fat a lot easier. So our first example is going to be the delicious Kewpie mayo. I know everyone loves this stuff, but it's literally 100 calories for 15 grams. And if you've ever had this stuff before, there's no way you're just using 15 grams. You're gonna be using at least 30. So you're looking at 200 calories every time you slap that on a meal. Whereas if you just have something, in my opinion, that tastes very similar, is the Nando's Peronaise hot. You can also get the mild flavor. It's only 36 calories for the exact same amount. The next simple swap is gonna be sweet chili sauces. Now this one honestly is not even too bad. It's just a regular sweet chili sauce, but per serving, it's still 40 calories. And like I said, you're probably gonna be having at least 2 to 3 servings on your meals if you use that. Whereas if you use the absolute goat of low calorie sauces, this Thai's AM sweet chili is only, if it would stick, 4 calories per serve. So you literally can have 10 times the amount of this for the same amount of calories. And then last swap is gonna be for burger night. Let's say you've made some delicious homemade burgers or something like that. I know you wanna slap the burger sauce on, and I'll be honest, this stuff does taste absolutely bomb, but per serve 107 calories. Whereas if you just grab something like some low sugar barbecue or even tomato sauce, if you like that, if you do, you're probably a freak. I'm just kidding, I love you. But it's 17 calories per serve. So again, you're saving, quick maths as usual, you're saving like 5 extra calories, right? So you can imagine now, all your sauces and condiments, if you swapped them all for the low calorie ones across the days and the weeks, you're gonna be saving thousands of calories. Now keep in mind, very important to note, it doesn't mean that any of those foods that we just spoke about are bad. So if I covered any of your favorite foods, if you love macadamia nuts, don't stress. You can still have them in your daily diet and lose weight. You just have to be very mindful of the amount of calories that are in some of those things, and you're gonna have to incorporate that into your total daily or weekly calories to make sure you stay in that deficit like we spoke about, and then you'll be able to lose body fat. I hope these videos are valuable for you, and if you have no idea where to start with your daily calories or macros, then we have a free macro calculator. I'll pop it in the description if you want to use it. And if you like this video, then I'm pretty sure you'll like this one as well.